Chosen one, you're ascending to the angelic kingdom. God approved. You are not here by chance. You did not stumble onto this message by coincidence. This isn't random, nor is it a lucky break. This is a divine alignment, a spiritual appointment. You are reading this right now because heaven has summoned you. The call has gone forth, and your spirit answered it. You are ascending, not just emotionally, not just mentally. You are ascending spiritually, into an entirely new level of divine consciousness, purity, and favor. You are entering the angelic kingdom, and this time, it's not a test. It's not a preparation phase. It's not a rehearsal. It's the real thing. God has reviewed your journey, your loyalty, your purity, your resilience, and has now approved your elevation. Before we dive in deeper, watch this video until the very end. You are being called to a space where light reigns, where peace is no longer something you chase. It flows through you. Where you don't have to beg the universe for miracles. Miracles are born through your presence. You are becoming a transmitter of grace, a vessel of divine power, a walker between dimensions. And yes, the angels have already surrounded you. They've already whispered your name into the heavenly courtrooms. Chosen one, you are ascending to the angelic kingdom. This is a holy promotion, a celestial unlocking. So please, take a moment and declare your warmest wishes in the comments and type 777. Your words carry power, and this moment is charged with energy. When you speak from your spirit and type with your truth, the universe listens and responds in waves of manifestation. This is your sign to anchor your light. Now, chosen one, like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's begin. From this moment forward, you are no longer governed by the systems of the old world. That era is dissolving. That weight is breaking. You are not bound by the matrix of limitation, fear, confusion, or lack. You are breaking out. And not just breaking out, you're being lifted out. The angels are not only watching over you, they are now walking with you. You are entering a new dimension of spiritual clarity and divine authority. You are becoming the light in dark places, the compass in chaotic times, and the miracle in someone else's storm. There is a sacred frequency over your life now. That's why your old world doesn't feel comfortable anymore. That's why what used to fit you now feels tight, draining, or misaligned. You've grown beyond your former vibrational state. The doors that closed weren't a punishment, they were divine protection. And now it all makes sense. You couldn't walk through those doors because you were meant to fly beyond them. The elevation you're stepping into isn't something you can negotiate with logic. It's spiritually earned. It's vibrationally confirmed. And God has signed off on your promotion. There's something different about you, and heaven knows it. That's why the attacks were heavier. That's why the wilderness season felt never-ending. That's why your soul has been so weary lately. It was the final stretch before the breakthrough. The war didn't come to destroy you. It came to prove who you really are. And you, chosen one, passed the test of time, silence, and surrender. You stayed faithful when nothing made sense. You held on when others let go. And you believed when you had every reason to doubt. This is your reward: divine access, angelic favor, and an unshakable position in the kingdom of light. People may not understand the shift happening in you, but that's okay. This ascension is not for public approval. It's for divine fulfillment. You're not called to be liked. You're called to be light. You weren't born to fit in. You were born to lift up. The higher you go, the more silence you will encounter. not because you're abandoned, but because your elevation requires clarity. Heaven is decluttering your space. The divine realm is aligning everything around you for your new assignment. You're not being isolated, you're being consecrated. As you rise into this angelic dimension, you'll begin to notice strange confirmations, unusual peace in the midst of chaos, angelic numbers, prophetic dreams, sudden breakthroughs that have no earthly explanation. You'll walk into places and people will feel your energy before you speak. Your presence will become a message. Your aura will become a mirror for others to see their truth. You will be used by the divine as a holy ambassador of transformation. Yes, chosen one, it's that serious. The angelic kingdom is not a place you visit. It is a realm you embody. It is a vibration you carry. It is a state of divine awareness where time bends, grace overflows, and your words create realities. As you ascend, your discernment will sharpen. Your words will carry weight. Your vision will deepen. And your desires will begin to align more with your purpose than your ego. You're not just stepping into blessings. You're becoming the blessing. You're not just receiving light. You are light. You're not waiting for confirmation. You are the confirmation. With God's blessings, you are invited to bless this message by giving a divine gift of $20 or more through the Super Thanks button on YouTube. Together, let's spread faith, hope, and love, bringing light not just into your own life, but also to those who need it most. Your generosity becomes a seed of inspiration and healing for countless souls. This is why certain people fell away. This is why certain jobs ended. This is why relationships shifted. Everything that's no longer with you wasn't meant to witness this version of you. God had to remove distractions because your wings were about to expand. The next level of your journey doesn't require their applause. It requires your alignment. You are stepping into divine clarity, supernatural acceleration, peace that makes no earthly sense, and prosperity that's powered by purpose, not pressure. Your name is known in higher realms. Your essence has already been recognized by heaven. The moment you decided to rise above pettiness, above fear, above ego, that was the moment your destiny started moving toward you. You're not waiting for your season. Your season is waiting for your readiness. And God is saying, you're ready now, approved, sealed, elevated. It's time. You will begin to feel lighter, physically and spiritually. Things will begin to flow that used to frustrate you. Divine alignments will find you. Supernatural encounters will comfort you. You'll hear the voice of your guidance more clearly, and you'll know things without knowing how you know them. That's the evidence of spiritual ascension. That's the language of the angelic kingdom. And you are now fluent. Keep walking in the light. Keep trusting the nudges. Keep honoring the quiet. Your spiritual glow-up is not about vanity. It's about visibility, so that others in the dark can recognize where the light lives. You are a living lighthouse. Chosen one, the shift you are experiencing isn't subtle. It's supernatural. There are sacred realms opening for you that very few are allowed to enter. This isn't about status. This isn't about outward appearance. This is about purity, resilience, and the silent obedience you gave when no one else saw your struggle. Heaven saw your consistency. The divine took note of every time you chose peace over chaos, grace over revenge, and love over fear. Those weren't small decisions. They were spiritual keys, unlocking the gates of the angelic kingdom just for you. You are not just entering a new chapter, you're becoming a whole new creation. Your spirit is being transfigured. Your frequency is being recalibrated. The elevation isn't cosmetic, it's cellular. You're not just learning spiritual truths anymore. You're becoming those truths. You're not reciting affirmations. You are living manifestations. The more you surrender, the more you shine. The more you align, the more the universe bends in your favor. This is the reward of the spiritually disciplined, divine power with angelic support. People will notice, not because you announce it, but because your energy will speak for you. You will glow in places where others dim. You will smile in storms that cause others to tremble. You'll walk through fire and come out without the smell of smoke. Why? Because you've been anointed for this moment. You didn't force this elevation. It found you. The light didn't just choose you. You became it. The angelic realm doesn't just tolerate your presence. They honor it. You've become royalty in the spirit. Don't be surprised when certain things no longer attract you. You're not being picky. You're being purified. You're not becoming cold. You're becoming called. The angelic kingdom operates at a higher frequency. That means not every person, place, or habit can follow you. That's why some connections fell away so quickly. That's why some doors closed with no explanation. It wasn't rejection, it was spiritual redirection. The divine is separating you for something that can't be contaminated. You're learning how to walk in the unseen, how to trust the whisper more than the noise. You're no longer seeking validation from others because heaven already validated your soul's contract. That feeling of deep inner knowing you've been experiencing, that quiet but persistent sense of purpose, is confirmation. You don't need anyone to crown you. The Creator already has. The oil has been poured. The approval has been signed. The angels are now surrounding your steps with precision, protection, and peace. And now, you're beginning to realize why it all had to happen the way it did. Every closed door, every silent season, every battle you thought would break you. It was all training, not punishment, preparation. The angelic kingdom is not for the spiritually faint. It's for those who survived without bitterness, who kept their hearts soft in a world that tried to harden them, who chose faith when fear was the easier option. And you, chosen one, did just that. And now the heavens respond not just to your prayers, but to your presence. You carry a divine authority now, one that doesn't need loudness, one that doesn't beg to be noticed, one that shifts the atmosphere silently. That's why people will feel comfort just sitting near you. That's why some will feel convicted without you speaking a word. Your very existence is an activation. Your life has become a portal through which divine frequency flows. That is what it means to ascend to the angelic kingdom. You don't just touch heaven. Heaven begins to touch the world through you. This is the stage where grace becomes your strategy, where favor follows your footsteps, where you stop striving and start flowing, where you're no longer waiting for miracles. Miracles start waiting for you. You will begin to see how everything aligns, effortlessly, naturally, powerfully. Opportunities will appear where you least expect them. Divine relationships will enter your life with no effort, but with deep purpose. The things you used to chase will begin to chase you. Why? Because the energy has shifted. Because God approved your ascension. And in this sacred elevation, you'll begin to feel your voice changing, not just in pitch, but in purpose. You won't talk just to talk anymore. Your words will be layered with spiritual data, with healing, with insight, with fire. You'll open your mouth and wisdom will flow. You'll type a message and chains will break. You'll walk into a space and depression will leave. That is the authority of the angelic kingdom. That is the mantle now resting upon your life. You didn't ask for this glory. You grew into it. Your story is not just a testimony, it's a torch. It's lighting the way for others who are secretly walking the same path you once did. The wounds you thought were meant to destroy you have become windows for the divine light to shine through. The pain has become your portal. And now, every scar is a symbol of survival. Every tear is a seed of transformation. You didn't lose, you evolved, you didn't break down, you broke open, and now you rise. There's a silence coming into your life, not the silence of absence, but the silence of peace. You won't need to explain yourself anymore. You won't need to defend your decisions. You'll simply walk with such divine certainty that confusion dissolves in your presence. That's the power of alignment. That's the beauty of the angelic kingdom. No chaos can follow you where you're going. No doubt can dwell in the vibration you now carry. You're above it. You're beyond it. You're past it. You'll be tempted to look back, to return to familiar spaces, to explain your transformation. But don't. The elevation you've stepped into doesn't require your explanation. It demands your embodiment. You don't have time to prove your growth. You only have time to move in it. Keep rising. Keep glowing. Keep walking in sacred boldness. The angelic host is marching with you. Every step you take now is orchestrated by the heavens. This is divine choreography, and you are moving in rhythm with glory. Remember this: the light that's upon you now is not for decoration. It's for demonstration. You are not just blessed to be blessed. You are blessed to bless. The higher you rise, the more humility you'll need. The more power you carry, the more surrender you'll practice. That's how you stay aligned with heaven. That's how you maintain the elevation. You are no longer just a seeker. You are a sanctuary. People will find God through your life. They will feel peace through your eyes. They will believe again through your journey. Chosen one, this is the era of your divine embodiment. The time of hiding is over. The cocoon has broken. The wings are spreading. And the wind of heaven is beneath you. You are ascending, not in pride, but in purpose. Not in ego, but in essence. The angelic kingdom has made room for you. And now, everything is about to change. You've entered a phase where the noise of the world begins to fade and the whispers of the divine become your compass. This is not a fantasy. It's a spiritual evolution. You are no longer operating from the realm of reaction. You are moving from revelation. Your inner world is no longer a battleground, but a throne room. You are no longer surviving. You are reigning. And not by force, but by divine identity. The angelic kingdom is not a destination. It's an unveiling of who you've always been beneath the layers of pain, doubt, fear, and confusion. This level of ascension brings with it a new kind of responsibility. Not to perform, not to convince, but to be fully present in your spiritual essence. You are called to be a carrier of divine frequency in a world that has forgotten what true purity feels like. Your smile, your silence, your kindness, your truth, each becomes a ripple in the energetic field around you. You are being used by the divine not just to preach, but to permeate. Not just to speak light, but to be the light. As your consciousness expands, your perception will change radically. You'll begin to see not just the outer actions of people, but the energetic roots behind those actions. You will intuit motives before they're spoken. You will feel intentions before they're revealed. This is not paranoia, it is spiritual clarity. You're not judging, you're discerning. And with that discernment comes peace. You will no longer need to engage with what drains you. You will simply exit what is not divine. That's the beauty of this ascension. Peace is no longer an external goal. It is your internal atmosphere. You are now dwelling in a space where the loudest voice is the stillness of God, where the greatest achievement is alignment, where the most powerful presence is the one that carries stillness, not noise. You're not moving faster, you're flowing deeper. You're not pushing harder, you're surrendering more. And in that surrender, you will find the most supernatural results. People may say you've changed, and they'll be right. But what they won't understand is that you didn't change because of ego or rebellion. You changed because you answered a higher call. The vibration you once tolerated now feels unbearable. The distractions you once entertained now seem meaningless, and the conversations you once participated in now sound like static to your spirit. That's the proof you're rising. That's how you know heaven has chosen you to carry something holy. You've stepped into a realm where your very being is an assignment, where your presence is a prophecy, where your existence is a sign to others that the divine is still calling, still speaking, still elevating. You don't have to make noise anymore. Your peace is loud enough. You don't have to prove your purpose anymore. Your posture of surrender is proof. The angelic kingdom does not require performance. It requires purity. And your heart, humble and devoted, is the gateway. You'll start to feel time bend around you. What used to take years may now take days. What was once delayed will now be delivered. Why? Because your energy no longer matches delay. You are now vibrating at the frequency of divine flow. Doors will open not because you knocked harder, but because you became the vibration that naturally opens them. You won't have to manipulate. You won't have to chase. What is yours will find you because God has put a spiritual signature on your name. This doesn't mean you won't face trials, but it means your response to trials has shifted. You don't collapse. You consult the divine. You don't panic. You prophesy. You don't shrink. You soar. You've learned that storms don't mean punishment. They often signal promotion. And now, the storm that once made you tremble is the same wind lifting you higher. That's the paradox of divine ascension. The very thing meant to break you becomes your breakthrough.